to another level. To another level.
Words of power. Whew. I started saying some pretty great stuff back in the center of attention. There were some really great, if we want to call it that, commands. Because what am I doing? Remember, I said that we're going to command our center of attention. Some of those commands were, you know what, I'm strong, I'm passionate, I'm full of love. Right? When I'm directed at that, that's what I'm going to feel. But the words that we use can sometimes get a little confusing with that. Have you ever heard anyone say, you stabbed me in the back? Right? This is, it's taking me 1,000,000 times to do this. Have you ever heard anyone exaggerate? I know I have. Heck, I'm one of those, I've exaggerated. I think every single one of us does it. Now, what we have to be super careful about is that the words we use to express our feelings, our emotions, the words that we use as meaning, that becomes our life. That becomes the real true meaning that we assign to any experience. I want to share a story with you here. Right, I really want to think this out. There's two twins, right? And twins is probably the best way to explain it. They're in Hawaii. Hey, let's face it, Hawaii's beautiful. They're out on the ocean. It's just all ocean in front of them. They're facing the sun. The sun's about to come up. They're looking out. They're looking out east, and there it is. It starts to crack right above the surface of the ocean. They can see it. The one twin's like, wow, I can just start to feel that skin on my body. It feels beautiful. It feels amazing. Today's going to be an amazing day. Today's going to be magical. I'm going to be able to help so many people, and on and on and on. Now, that one twin, they're getting a really great experience out of that sunrise. Can we not agree with that? Absolutely. They're using some powerful words. Right? The rays on my skin, it's rejuvenating, it's exciting, it's wonderful. Now, the one twin that's really experiencing that great, amazing sunrise looks over at their sister or brother, could be either, and the brother or sister goes, this sucks. I gotta go to work. Now, two radically different meanings of that sunrise. The one is seeing it as opportunity, as a brand new day, as everything, and the other's like, it sucks. I gotta go to work. Look at the meaning. Look at the words that were used to describe that sunrise. Twin number one, this is amazing. This is life-giving. This is something that's absolutely incredible. Twin number two, sunrise means gotta go to work. It sucks. Two radically different experiences, but same thing happening. It's all about the words you choose. Select your words carefully. Be sure that we're not constantly complicating our situations and telling yourself a story like, this is really hard, right? This is challenging. I can never do this. I'm struggling all the time. If that's the story you're telling yourself, that's exactly the experience you're going to have. And look how closely this relates back to that center of attention. Because when you use words like hard, difficult, challenging, frustrated, when you're using those words, it's also directing that center of attention. The idea behind the pentagon for the words of power is to create yourself a bucket of words that you can go back to on a constant, consistent basis to upgrade your experience. Look at this. The words that we use over and over and over tend to be some of those very same words. If you've programmed into your mind that something's hard, something's difficult, something's challenging, guess what? It's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be challenging. What if instead, though, you found opportunity? What if instead, though, you found fun, enjoyment, passion, love? How many of those words fit into your vocabulary? Take a look. Do an audit. Pay attention one day. And here's a simple, easy exercise that you can do. Take note of the words that you use to describe experiences one day. Pick a day. Make it a Monday, right? Mondays. Everyone's like, oh, Mondays are horrible. Me, I love Mondays. I get jazzed about Mondays because it's another opportunity for me to step up and serve. I get excited about weekends too, don't get me wrong, because that's some time I'm giving back to myself. That's some time I'm putting into my hustle. But Mondays, I think, are amazing. What's the thing most people say about Mondays, though? Oh, God, it's Monday. Right? They're going back to work. No, for me, I get to step up and serve. Monday means I get to serve even more. And as we all know, if we look back on our purpose, one of my purposes is to serve, to really help those business operators relieve the unnecessary stress, scale their businesses, and become true business owners. I'm doing that on Monday to Friday. I have linked up so much massive joy, massive pleasure to Mondays, to Tuesdays, to Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays. I quite literally get excited about it. I changed my vocabulary from, oh God, it's Monday again, to yes, I can't wait to serve those clients. Take a look at some of those days and take a look at the words that you use throughout the day. Are those words positive in context, or are they a little bit negative? Really take an audit of that language that you're using. You might be surprised with what you come out with. This is an interesting task. Here's something else that's interesting. Here is all about opportunity. Look at these two pictures, right? Top picture. This person is frustrated. This person's angry. This person is, stressed out. But look at the two in the bottom, right? Aren't they having a great time? Look at this. The one question maybe for the top couple is, what's the problem here? The focus being problem. The focus is all about the problem, the challenges, everything that's not going right. Check this out though. What if we just change one word? What if instead of problem, we insert opportunity? This is what I'm talking about when I mention upgrading language. We have an amazing, incredible ability and opportunity to go ahead and change that language that we use on a constant, continuous basis. Instead of it being hard, what could it be? This is an opportunity for growth. My internal language always comes back to opportunity. I have literally programmed my brain, my mind to insert opportunity. The word failure. I get excited about failure because failure means I have another opportunity to go ahead and do it again. What we're looking for here, what we want to populate the words of power pentagon with, is those words that are going to increase the magnitude of your state. Let's come back to certainty. Let's really come back to certainty. What are some words that work with certainty? Right? It's I am certain. I am unstoppable. I am exactly what these client needs. I am statements. They're incredible statements to be able to stick right into that pentagon for your words of power. Look at that. Unstoppable, certain, confident. Those are amazing words. Take a look at the other things. Instead of hard, this is fun. This is simple. This is easy. This is fun. You'll see me using that one over and over and over because I've literally reprogrammed my brain to use words that bring about exactly what I want to feel. I use those words to bring about the mindset that I already know I have to create even more of. When I get stuck in that place of, oh, this sucks, this is terrible, man, I go down that rabbit hole, and that's not a place I want to be. Remember, when we're down that rabbit hole, there's a whole lot of suffering down there. Think about your business. What's the story that you need to tell in your business? What is your standard vocabulary that you've now got to upgrade, that you've recognized as you work towards those goals? Kerwin Ray, again, I want to share another example of Kerwin. I'm just loving Kerwin, as you can tell. Kerwin Ray has gone ahead and he's created a department within his company that works with clients. Now, what do we hear that as most of? It's a customer service team, right? That's what we hear all the time. Customer service team, customer service team. He's done something radically different though. He's used this very principle right here of upgrading those language patterns. It's not a customer service team. It's a customer loving team. Now just take a minute. Customer service, customer loving. Which one do you want to deal with? He upgraded the meaning behind what it is to contact his people and his team. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm all over customer loving. I want someone to care about me. I want someone to hear me and listen to me and work with me to get the desired outcome. One word, service, loving, radically different experience. Take a look within your company. Really get tight on that in your company. Decide what language patterns you must now adopt. What's going to become the new language of the company? Take a really good look at this. Now, this book also changed my life. David Goggins, if you have not read this book, and I strongly recommend the Audible version of this book because there is a ton of extra content in the Audible version over the written book. It's what I did. I never was really into the Audible books too much. I got this one and it just opened up a whole new world for me. I hesitated at first, like, listen to the book. I'd rather read it. I'm a hands-on, touchy-feely kind of guy. And when I listened to this over Audible, whoa, it was epic. Now, I love the audiobooks. Why I bring this up, though, right here, it's all about accountability. When you're setting the new standard for your business, when you're implementing the new language patterns that you're about to use for your words of power, there has to be accountability behind it. David Goggins, this man here is insane, and I mean that in a really good way, with accountability. There's so many tips, so many tricks, so many different ideas about upgrading your language, telling yourself an impactful story, not just an empowering story, but it's how to hold yourself accountable. There's just so much absolute gold in that book. Look at the words of power that I'm using right now. Absolute gold, incredible, outstanding. These are the words that have now fit into my standard vocabulary because I chose to upgrade my words of power. I choose to see the opportunity. I choose to see the goodness in it. And when you go ahead and do that, both in your life and in your business, remember, this is life and business. When you go ahead and choose to do that, you're going to get a significant upgrade and you'll love every minute of it. Words of power is one big part. Think about this. What are those words that bring about your state even more? What words do you need to now program into your other than conscious to make standard words so that each of your team members and yourself are moving forward faster? Give yourself a gift. Take a look at this book. Get the Audible version. Download it. It's not expensive at all. It'll be some of the best money that you've spent. This is a complete, total game changer. This man went from a place of, I would say, utter despair. He chose not to go down that rabbit hole of despair. He chose not to go down to that place where, let's face it, some pretty terrible things might have happened or could have happened. Instead, he chose to take the path that he knew he would serve on. You can see the picture of this man. Right? I think he was, 300 some odd pounds, down to the picture that we're seeing here. It's simply amazing. Here's some interesting facts about words and language, and it's important to recognize this because this is going to set you up with even more impact when you go ahead and create those words of power in your words of power pentagon. Look at this. There's 171,476 words with definitions in the Oxford Dictionary. Now, this is not complete. This is not comprehensive. Because new words, jargon, slang, urban dictionary, we're coming up with some pretty interesting, pretty new words all the time. They are constantly and consistently being added. Look at this though. Of all those 171,476 words, we only use approximately 3,000 of them, and that 3,000 covers 95% of our most common written work. Of the 171,000 words that we have, only 3,000 make up 95% of today's most common written work. Wow, that's a pretty darn small segment. But if you think that's small, take a look at this. That out of those 3,000 words, it's only the first 1,000 that are used in most common daily written work and communications. Now, let me ask you, do you know with certainty that there are a lot of words that we could investigate and implement into our own language patterns to give ourselves some radically different experiences, to enhance our states, to change our mindsets? I'm going to answer for you here. The answer is yes. We have an amazing opportunity to upgrade what we're sharing, how we're sharing, simply by changing the language that we're using. Remember, of the most simple, it's hard. No, this is an opportunity for growth. It's easy, it's fun. We can upgrade those language patterns, and when we do that, we radically change the experience that we're having. Your exercise is simple. Fill in your Pentagon of Power template for your words of power. Decide on those words that you now must incorporate into your everyday standard language patterns that will enhance that state, that experience that you're looking to create more of.